The last section here is the cog, which gives you your settings and things. So it goes through the keyboard shortcuts we've talked about already. It allows you to change the fonts. I don't really use this, but if you want to, you can. And you can change your font size as well if you've got bad eyes. You can also change the colours of the highlighting. So this can be useful if colours are too similar to each other. You can change this and you can highlight the colours in darker or in lighter colours, so that if you did a search when it was bright and then you could switch to dark and do a search, then you can create more of a contrast between the searches if you need to, if you're finding that colouring is confusing. You can also highlight, so if you switch this to highlight words of the same family, not just the same Strong's number, that can be useful because it highlights all words which are related to each other. This is pretty questionable in its usage at the moment, usefulness at the moment, because the data that does families is not great. There was a script that I ran and it needs a bit of work really, so that might be useful. It's there, and I'll try and make it better one day. You also have this button here, which does the same as this effectively, and show expanded search results, which does the same as this expanding here. It's just another way of actually making that change. So I think that's all you need to know. The other things which I can tell you about are this should all work offline. So if you don't have an internet connection, once you've opened it the first time, it will load in the background of your browser and it will be saved, so that even if you disconnect your internet and reload the page, it will still load. So that's useful, especially if you're out and about and traveling. Other things worth knowing are, in case things go wrong, you have a few options. So it says this here. When the page loads, it tells you, gives you a link to clear. You can also type it in here, clear, and that will take you to the clear page, which will clear all your settings and bring you back here. The reason why that's useful is actually what we try and do is we try and save the settings. So if you already halfway through, say you've got some searches already loaded up, that's not really much good. Once those words are kind of highlighted and you've done the search for them here, if you close the tab or if you open a new tab, those settings will be loaded again in a new tab. So that's useful, but sometimes things might break because of that. So I've got this clear setting to fix that just in case. Another thing is sometimes I break it because I'm not very good coder. So just in case if it's not working, if you go to javascripture.xyz, you have the same site. We have an old version basically, and that will work, or should work, even if the new version doesn't work. So it's like a backup version. It should work on phone. It works when you collapse the screen down. I'll show you that here actually. It depends a bit on the age of your device. Obviously with really old phones it's not going to work, but it works fine on my OnePlus. This doesn't work very well on the phone. This is annoying. I mean, it works fine, but the problem is you can't scroll down beyond here. When you scroll down on the phone, it's annoying. So if you're on your phone, I'd use this picker, much better. Yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Thanks for watching.